Ladies, have you ever met a man who felt like potential, but somehow turned into a part time job with no pay, no benefits, and emotional overtime? Welcome back to the channel where we protect your time, your peace, and your pretty. Because let's be honest, getting played isn't always allowed. Sometimes it looks like he's just busy. Sometimes it sounds like I'm not ready right now. And sometimes it feels like you slowly lower your standards, trying to understand a man who already understands you. He just doesn't care. Today, we're talking about the early signs a man will waste your time. Not 6 months in, not after you're emotionally attached. No. We're catching it early, like a high value woman with Wi Fi and pattern recognition. Because the goal is not to figure him out, the goal is to opt out. Let's get into it. The first trap we fall into is the illusion of potential. The biggest mistake women make, falling in love with potential instead of patterns. A man who is going to waste your time rarely looks like a villain in the beginning. He looks like he just needs time. He's been hurt before. He's figuring things out. No, he's figuring out how little effort you'll accept. Another early sign, he's vague about everything. This man speaks in mystery and confusion. What are you looking for? Just seeing where things go. What are we doing this weekend? We'll figure it out. When can I see you? I'll let you know. Ma'am, this is not a man. This is a human question mark. A man who values you brings clarity. A man who wastes your time keeps you guessing, because confusion keeps you invested. Another early sign is inconsistent energy. One day he's obsessed, the next day he disappears like he joined a witness protection program. This is not chemistry. This is emotional instability disguised as excitement. Consistency is not boring. Consistency is how you know someone is serious. If you feel anxious more than you feel secure, he's not keeping you on your toes. He's training you to tolerate chaos. Another early sign is he moves fast, then slows way down. At first, you're different. I've never felt like this. You're exactly what I've been looking for. You're my dream woman. 2 weeks later, dry texts, late replies, no plans. That's called front-loading effort. He gave you just enough in the beginning to hook you. Now he's coasting on the memory of who he pretended to be. Another early sign is he avoids defining anything. He doesn't want to put labels. He doesn't want pressure. He doesn't want expectations. But he does want access to you, emotionally, physically, and conveniently. This is the man who says, I don't want anything serious, but I don't want you talking to anyone else. Sir, that is not a boundary. That is a subscription plan with no commitment. Another early sign is you feel like you're performing. You're overthinking texts, rereading conversations, and trying to be chill. You're not dating, you're auditioning. A man who is right for you doesn't make you feel like you have to win him over. He recognizes your value without a performance. If you feel like you're constantly trying to keep him, he's already halfway gone. And let me say this, because I know some of you are listening and thinking, okay, but how do I respond in these situations without looking emotional or losing my power? That's exactly why I've started doing personalized one-on-one coaching, because every situation is different. And sometimes you need strategy, not just advice. If you want help navigating dating, boundaries, or leveling up how you show up, my email is down in the description. Reach out and we'll work together directly. All right, back to the tea. Another early sign is he only shows up when it's convenient. He's available at night, last minute, or when he's bored. But when it comes to planning, effort, or real-time investment, suddenly he's too busy. You are not a backup plan. You are not an if I had time activity. A man who values you makes space. A man who wastes your time fits you in. Another early sign is he mirrors you way too much. At first, it feels like, wow, we have so much in common. No, he studied you. He likes what you like, agrees with everything, matches your vibe perfectly. And then slowly, his real personality starts glitching out. This is called mirroring to gain access. Pay attention to consistency over time, not how aligned he feels in week one. Another early sign is he talks big but delivers small. He says, I'm going to take you here. I want to do this with you. We should plan that. But it never actually happens. A man who wastes your time lives in the future tense. A man who is serious moves in the present. Here's the real truth. Here's the part a lot of women don't want to hear. Most time wasters don't accidentally waste your time. They observe what you tolerate and adjust accordingly. If he can give you crumbs and still have access, he will never offer a full meal. If a man says he's not ready for a relationship, what he often means is he's not ready for a relationship with you. And instead of accepting that, many women try to become the exception. You won't. You'll just become the lesson. A man who really wants you will risk losing you by being clear. A man who wants access to you will risk confusing you to keep you. If you feel constantly unsure where you stand, that's not him figuring things out. That's him keeping his options open while making sure you don't. If you have to teach a man how to treat you in the beginning, you're not building a relationship, you're raising a grown man. The right man doesn't need a tutorial, a syllabus, and weekly reminders. He either comes correct or he comes temporary. Also, if he only shows up when you start pulling away, he's not afraid of losing you. He's afraid of losing access to you. There's a difference. That sudden effort, it isn't growth, it's maintenance. Just enough to keep you from leaving. The longer you entertain confusion, the more you convince a man that you're okay with being an option. Clarity doesn't scare the right man. It always exposes the wrong one. So ladies, let's wrap this up. You don't get your time back. Time is valuable. You don't get your energy back. And you definitely don't get a prize for being patient with the wrong man. The goal is not to decode him. The goal is to believe what you see early. If it feels inconsistent, unclear, or draining in the beginning, that's not a phase, that's a preview. And we do not sit through movies we already know are going to be bad. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow, share it with a friend who needs her eyes opened, and as always, stay soft, stay smart, and never let a man waste the one thing you can't get back, your time. If you would like personalized one-on-one coaching, the email is in the description box.